long, dreary night lays ahead of Drake. He peeks out his window and sees a starlit sky, with a moon at least an hour from reaching its peak. Hell with it, Drake decides. Perhaps if he goes in early, he can leave early. You know, just feign ignorance. He suits up. The funding for the Watchman is limited to a salary only, meaning no weapons are provided and his leather body armor will have to do. It's damaged in some places, the stitching coming loose in other locations. It has taken a beating for him. However, the next blow in its current condition could be its last, and perhaps his as well. He takes the crossbow from the corner and a quiver of 6 bolts that he fastens to his belt. Lastly, a sheathed short sword that he inspects before linking it as well to his belt. The blade still has a chip in it from when he parried an axe last battle. He was flustered and fighting the urge to break rank. He couldn't build the nerve to move his shield as it had just deflected a stray arrow seconds ago. The consequence of short sword meeting axe edge was a steep chip in an otherwise trusty weapon. If any trouble is to brew against anyone with a decent pole arm or shield, and his goose is cooked, not much of a chance his current arsenal is going to pierce any defense or get through the reach of a spear. Now that his boot straps have been triple checked, Drake leaves the warmth of his stove-heated room through the rear door out into the back alley. A constant current of howling wind rips through the narrow path, rattling the multitude of other backroom doors of watchmen. He covers his face and marches on to report for duty. It's a short walk east towards the strait. He approaches the barracks, a small fortification protruding from the town walls surrounded by wooden palisades. The gate is kept unlocked, so Drake pushes through and travels across the training yard and into the interior where the captain sits behind a small desk. It's almost as cold inside as it is outside.
Drake, you're too early. Your watch doesn't begin until the next hour.
I couldn't sleep, sir. Kinda wondering if I could start early and maybe just sign off an hour early.
I don't like habits like these in my force. This won't become a regular thing, will it? We have watch schedules for a reason.
No, sir, absolutely not.
Good. Good. Since you're here, Drake, there is a matter pressing on me involving you.
Captain John leans back in his seat, placing Drake as his sole focus.
We here in this town have a very strong religious belief that I'm unsure you've been made aware of. Then I hear rumors that the young Lord Treventus wants to make you a lieutenant in the watch soon. I'm uncomfortable with the idea of a boy without faith being in the upper ranks of my men.
Sir, I've been a lost soul for my entire life. Spent a good chunk of my boyish years fending for myself in the country, stealing and fencing. These last few years I was forced into the levy where I fought against, think I was fighting guys with your beliefs.
I think you'd be correct.
Then you should know I'm a fighter and soldier first. I cherish the values of seeking strength. It's an honorable thing. If I didn't, I'd have fled in the night. And I know you believe the same, else you'd have had me strung up.
A place for you here yet then. Boy, I want you patrolling the old town tonight. Heard there were 2 miscreants caught necking. You see a pair out tonight, I want them brought in. Find a reason. Bad actors as these will put the wrong thoughts into the youth.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget your livery. The people need to know you're from the watch proper. Dismissed.
Drake does as ordered, placing a blue livery with white stitching around his neck as to identify his authority and rank within the watch. He saunters back out the gate and into the town. Quest log updated. Locate Tristan, find Jonald, get the out the cultist-controlled town. But he needs time to think, time to figure how to go about this. Tristan has a room within the mayor's estate and Jonald has been missing. He needs to bide his time. Not a chance he can reach Tristan within the estate's walls tonight. He follows orders, marching to the old town and resuming his duties. Like a good patrol, it's boring. He passes one of his peers, one of the cultists. He recognizes their look now. These marauders would clash into his unit like wild animals. Some did so naked. Some would devour the fallen after forcing them into a retreat, tearing at their flesh while they screamed in agony and terror. There is no honor in these beasts. Drake forces himself to nod at the passing watchman. The watchman returns the gesture. A chill runs up his spine. It takes all his will not to look over his shoulder and watch his own back. He succeeds. This time, The moon is high now, midnight is drawing near, which is what makes the sight he beholds so peculiar. A man near his own age drawing a cart of cabbages. He's alone, no woman in sight. But it's suspicious. Upon drawing closer, the features of this other man are also strange. A look not from this continent, or the next for that matter.
Said, "Hail, good fellow, I'm homie, and I see you seeing my voluptuous cabbages."
You're voluptuous. What?
Says, "I have the finest cabbage here and now ready to go. Won't find any more greener, more tasty, more horny cabbage than these ones right here."
Horny. What the hell are you talking about, man?
Says, "I'll show you right here. Look, regular lower grade cabbage is soft, a little limp around the edges. Mine is firm, plump. Here, take a squeeze."
Nah, I don't want to grope no cabbage.
Says, "Don't knock it till you try it. Here, just one little squeeze. Your life will be changed forever. Promise." "All right, you cultist bastard, you're getting me into the dungeons. You're gonna release a prisoner down there, and you ain't going to squeal a peep, else I'm jamming this knife into your throat. Got it?"
I'm not a cultist, but I think you just made a very fortunate mistake, my friend.
Drake wields his weapon poised for combat, as does the other combatant. However, they both know which of them is armed with the weapon better suited for their immediate proximity of one another.
Says, "How's that? From where I stand, looks to me that you'd say anything for me to not plunge this dagger into you."
I think I can sum it up in a few minutes. If you'll let me.